Hi students, welcome again to the class of discourse analysis. For this time, I'm going to explain about disciplines in doing discourse analysis. Remember, discourse analysis is a kind of multidisciplinary approach, and therefore, when we do analysis in one topic under the disciplines of discourse analysis, we may cover some disciplines. So, let's have a look. The first one is linguistics, in which we can analyze the forms of grammar, types of vocabulary, and maybe it is about the phonetic systems of one language. Next is sociolinguistics. Again, I will say that sociolinguistics is the study of language use within a community. So, when we do analysis in the discipline of sociolinguistics, we can analyze the ways people in one community use that language. For example, we analyze the use of code mixing in one community. Next is psycholinguistics. Remember, psycholinguistics is the study about language and mind. So, when we analyze one topic based on psycholinguistics, we can examine the relation of that language use by focusing its relation to the human brain or thought. For example, analyzing how children acquire their first language. And linguistic anthropology. This discipline can also become the basic of analysis in discourse analysis. When we do analysis in this discipline, we may concentrate on the relations between language and cultural aspects in the community. For example, we can analyze the use of politeness strategies in relation to the social system and the cultural system in one group of people. Next is philosophy. This discipline is about mostly on the meanings of the sentences, and we can analyze the meanings of the sentence, such as analysis on the use of metaphor in one language. Then history. Yes, history is one important discipline in doing discourse analysis. Here, we may focus on the analysis of language use in relation to aspects occurring in earlier periods, which may relate to the present time. For example, the use of historical accounts in one community. Next is literature. Here, the main concern is on the written productions, which are commonly known as literary texts. So, for example, we may analyze the novels or short story. And law. Law is another discipline of study that may become the focus of analysis. Remember, the law field, which is commonly known as legal context, may contain a lot of cases that are subject to analysis. For example, one criminal case can be investigated by analyzing the text or the spoken data about the cases. And next is education. In the field of education, there will be a lot of people interacting to each other, such as interaction between teachers and students in the class. So, activities in the class such as presentation, group discussion can be analyzed in terms of the discipline of education. And the last one is politics. Remember, in the field of politics, there will be many political matters that are subject to analysis. For example, we may compare the presidential debates of the two presidents, or we may discuss the political matters seen in their campaign. That's all about the disciplines of discourse analysis. Hello students, welcome back to the class of discourse analysis. In this time, I would like to explain about approaches in doing discourse analysis. Actually, there are many kinds of approaches in doing discourse analysis, but in this time, I would like to explain approaches adapted from Deborah Scriven, one of the important scholars in discourse analysis. The first one is speech act theories. Speech act theories were promoted first by John Austin with three kinds of acts. They are locutionary act, illocutionary act, and perlocutionary act. The first one is locutionary act, which is the act of saying, which has a meaning. For example, when I say, it is raining outside, this shows that I'm giving a statement about the condition outside, which is raining. So that's only saying something. The second one is illocutionary act, in which the act is not only about saying something, but it has an intention. For example, I'm stating opinion and I said, I think. So that's recognized as illocutionary act. The next one is perlocutionary act, in which the utterance tries to see the effect of the utterance on the speakers. For example, because of my statement, the speaker is persuaded to do something. That we know as perlocutionary act. Besides the theories of John Austin, John Searle also formulated some kinds of illocutionary acts such as commissive, directive, declarative, and expressive. Well, the second approach in doing discourse analysis is interactional sociolinguistics. Here, it is about the study of language use within the community, and it may cover anthropology, sociology, and linguistics. For example, we analyze the use of code switching in a particular community. Next is ethnography of communication, with the main focus is on the study of language, culture, and society. Say, for example, we analyze the politeness strategies in a certain ethnic group. Okay, and conversation analysis is also another approach in doing discourse analysis, and in here we mainly concern about the analysis of spoken interaction. Next is variation analysis. Remember, we have various use of language use, and those variations may lead to change in language, and of course, those variations can be analyzed in doing discourse analysis. And the last one is pragmatics. Here, we can focus on the speaker's language choices and the effects on other speakers. That's all about the approaches in doing discourse analysis. We may choose one of them. Hi students, I'm here again in this video, and I'm gonna explain about the methods in doing discourse analysis. The first thing to do is defining the ground. This means that we need to identify the problems that we are going to analyze. So think about what, who, why, when, where, and how. Next, after you identify the problem, what you need to do is collecting data. Exactly, hunting for data. Remember, you need to locate the data collection activities by deciding the type of data, whether it is written or spoken. Let's give example. Our topic is code switching in the classroom. So, the kinds of data that we need is spoken data. So, let's attend some classes and have some recordings in the classes. Let's observe the teacher and students' interaction and record their communication in the class. How about this? Our topic is code switching in online classes. Do we need to go to the class? No, not exactly. We just attend online classes, possibly by joining the video conferences by Zoom or Google Meet. Have the chance to obtain the recordings there, and we can get the spoken data about that. But for this topic, code switching in the social media, that will be very different. Here, of course, we need written data. We just go to see the post in some social media application, have a screenshot, and we collect all of those posts. After deciding the types of discourse, whether it is written or spoken, now we prepare our tools of recordings. You may choose audio or video recording depending on the topics of your research. Or you only need existing records. Some of the topics may have already provided some existing records, and we may also choose depending on the problems that we are investigating. Sometimes we cannot rely on the recordings that we take by ourselves, and of course, existing records may complete it. Or you may choose some documents from archives. Some archives already contain important documents that we may need to support our analysis. You also can get data by interview. You meet the informants and ask several questions to probe in relation to the topics. Remember, you need two records. Well, that's all about some of the important methods in doing discourse analysis. Thank you very much. Hi students, now we come to the next step in doing discourse analysis, that is preparation for analysis. Here, we assume that you have collected your data. Your data have been in your hand, whether in the forms of recordings or in the forms of some text. Then we prepare for transcription. We need to transcribe the spoken discourse by transforming the spoken data into the text. So, listen to the recordings and write down all of the conversation in it. While for written discourse, you just need to reorganize the written data that you have obtained. So, get ready. This is the beginning. Step 1. Identify the features of the text and the writing devices that you see in the transcription. Try to classify all of them. Next, you need to give a focus on the meanings in the text. Find out the literal meanings or other kinds of meanings that may exist in the text. Next, observe the content and the form of the text. You need to realize that some of the aspects may not be there, so you need to be aware. After that, find out the critical issues that become a big concern in relation to the topics and also become the crucial point of discussion. Play with the text. Enjoy reading the text and notice whatever things happening in the text. Be a good reader. With the text, be careful with the structure, form, and the shape of the sentence because those things may give you clues for further analysis. Pay attention to the functions of the discourse. Some are clearly stated, some are implied, so you need to identify those functions. You may have your own terms or statement to formulate in relation to the ideas that you find in the text. Categorization needs to be always there. In every aspect, You need to categorize, so keep aware of the certain indicators or criteria that you are using for analysis. As a good analyst, you need to always ask questions in many other aspects in the text. Ask and ask more and more questions in order to be critical. Remember, you need to be familiar with the language of the text. If it is not your own language, perhaps you need someone else to interpret or to translate the ideas. Now, you need to do justification, which means what you have found needs to be related to each other in order to build good interpretation. That's all some of the strategies that you can use to prepare the analysis of your work. Those strategies I adapted from this book. So please free to read this book. Enjoy analyzing. Thank you very much.